Thank you for watching Internet's Funniest. Please like, share, and subscribe. What is an adult life equivalent of calling your teacher mom? This happened to a co-worker years and years ago. We were tellers at a local bank. Every Christmas we had tiny candy canes to give to the kids of customers. One guy came through with his transactions. He had cash back. Teller 1 was helping him. She proceeds to give him his cash in a 100 bill and the candy cane for his kid. He looks at her and says, "Can I have that broken up?" She then proceeds to bash the candy cane to a pulp with my stapler and gives it back to him. Teller 2 just looked at her after the dude said thanks and drove off and said, "I think he meant the 100 bill." I will remember this story forever. Edit. Thanks for the gold. This is my very favorite story from working there. We had a good group. I still love those people. I've worked in restaurants since I was 16. When I bring someone to a table I say enjoy. After any drink or plate of food I put down at a table I do the same. Well, I guess it was just inevitable that when a man asked me where the washroom was and I directed him, that I told him to enjoy. When talking with family we always end our calls with "I love you." So I'm on a call with my longtime assistant, and as the call ends without thinking I say "I lo" and stop. Horrified as I couldn't think of how to finish it. Thank God she had a sense of humor. She said, "AWW, come on now, you can say it. Go ahead, tell me you love me." So I did, and we laughed about 4 years. Calling your wife mom is pretty bad. I did that once almost 20 years ago, and the cringe hasn't lessened over time. Edit. We never had kids, so it's not like anyone else was calling her mom. So, yeah. Super awkward. Yay. I'm one of those never save numbers in my phone kinda guys. When I was in the army, I was stationed somewhere with a different area code than mine, and got to talking to a local girl. Things were getting heated one night over text, so we were sending raunchy things back and forth. I wasn't paying attention for a moment and sent a message to the wrong person by mistake. My sergeant replied, "Alright, I'm not really into all that, but make sure you show up to formation in the morning." My old boss and my husband's names were one letter apart. I worked in a daycare, so the owner and all the staff often texted one another to update each other on kids, any issues parents had, and general questions. My husband was working third, and I was working first. We didn't get to see each other much, and most of our conversation was done via text. On my very first week, I was in a rush after getting into work, and texted my husband the same thing I always texted him when I got into work. "Hey babe, I'm here. I hope your night was as awesome as you are 3. I love you so much. Your dinner is in the crock pot." When I went on break, I checked my phone. Nothing back from my husband, but my boss had texted me. It read "Love you too." Mwah. I was so confused until I looked back at the messages and realized I had sent her the text meant for my husband. Changed her contact name to boss after that one. Thank God she had a good sense of humor about it. I'm a dental hygienist. My patient was a man who had just turned 91 the day before. Instead of saying "happy late birthday" like a normal human being, I accidentally, and very loudly, said, "Happy last birthday." The look on his face, y'all. This was also my second day at my new job. Edit. To answer everyone's question on if he's still alive, I have no idea. This happened about 2 months ago, so I won't be scheduled to see him until sometime in July. Fingers crossed he comes back, or I'm going to feel even worse. Also, thank you for the gold and silver, but please see you put that towards a charity of your choosing instead. My idiocy doesn't need rewarding. Haha, of course we've all done this, but one step further. I was with my brother in Florida for a family event. We had rented a car. Now anyone who knows anything about the Fort Lauderdale area is that the average age is around 72 and their favorite cars seem to be Gold Hyundai Elantras. We walked over to the car after food shopping, got in, and try as I might, could not turn the key in the ignition. when I looked around and noticed we were in the wrong car. My brother and I looked at each other and just booked it. Stop leaving your cars unlocked, people. I was given a lift home by a colleague from work once, and when he stopped to let me out of the car I leaned in for a kiss, as it was what I would do to my wife. Thankfully he was looking the other way at the time. Once I was in the airport and I went to get a sandwich. I stood at the counter to tell the worker to give me a turkey sandwich, which he prepared. He handed it to me, and his co-worker noticed he didn't microwave it. So he extended his hand to me over those glass container thingies, which have food displayed in them, so he can take it to microwave it. I didn't understand why he was extending his hand, so I smiled and shook it. He laughed and pointed at my food and told me he has to heat it. I felt dumb as hell. On the way back from a client meeting with one of the partners, he wasn't paying attention when the light turned green and I said, "Hey, babe, you gotta go." And then I died. Calling your girlfriend by your ex's name. Was in the exit row of a flight the other day. Attendant starts explaining stuff and asks us if we can do it. While all this is going on, she's gesturing with one of the manuals. I thought she was handing it over to us to look at, so I try to grab it, and she doesn't let go. She gives me an odd look and just puts it back in the pocket and leaves. Felt like an absolute idiot. Got chatting to an attractive blonde lady outside of a club. No easy feat for me. Was enjoying a cigarette together hiding from the rain under a table umbrella. Anyway, I finished my smoke and went to head back inside and turned toward her and said, "Enjoy your dryness." I then cringed and walked away feeling baffled at my stupid choice of words. I have a friend who used to work as a nursery school teacher and then went to a job in an office. The transition was not easy. Apparently she started her first presentation by saying, "Alright everyone, quiet down, fingers on lips." The reason she tells the story is that about half the people in the room, including her immediate boss, did it instinctively. I once tried to hold my sister's hand as I was driving, because it's what I do with my wife all the time. I was at a church and I don't often go to them, but it was for a christening. A lady came around saying, "Peace be with you." I replied, "Nice to meet you too," mishearing what she said. Everybody was laughing. Thank you for watching Internet's Funniest. Please like, share, and subscribe.